Hello, welcome to my video blog. I am Chris Williams, and I must emphasise that I am Chris Williams, and indeed I've not been doing some blogging in recent times, and not as much as I normally do. I've been doing some distance learning. Here are my notes for my distance learning. I could tell you about Olber's paradox, but I'm not going to, but it gets a bit complicated. Anyway, you'll know if you're a regular to my blogging series that I had a rather difficult time when I was studying in Cardiff University as a student. I finished my course in 2009. I've sporadically been doing distance learning courses since 2009, and of course, under the Sconnell scheme, and also in addition to distance learning students, if you're a member of another university in addition to Cardiff University, you are free to use the university libraries, particularly in the summer months when the regular Cardiff University students are away at home. Now, of course, you would expect the security people to ask to see your proof of ID, to do your involvement with the other establishments. You'd expect them to ask to see that when you go into the library. Well, was I asked for my ID when I went in today? No. When was I asked for my ID? When I went out, which is totally dumb. And the guy didn't ask if I'm a member of any other universities. He asked specifically for Cardiff University ID. When I explained to him that I am on a distance learning course, he asked me to leave, which was silly because I was in the process of leaving anyway. We spoke in the car park. Now, he asked me for my name. I was happy to tell him that I am Chris Williams. And he said, "Oh yes, Chris Williams." So he clears the view of my video blog, I imagine, because he implied that he is familiar with who I am. But you'll know that I've had a difficult relationship with the Cardiff School of Physics and Astronomy during my last few years. I was bullied by other students while I was on the course. I was diagnosed with Asperger syndrome at the end of the second year. The main reason why I joined Cardiff University in the first place was for the Trevithick library, which houses books to do with physics, maths, engineering. Fortunately, there's no chemistry in there, because chemistry is boring and that would be a waste of space for the library. Lots of fantastic journals in the library, which I was reading today. Quite a few interesting snippets that I was planning to mention in an upcoming blog. Gosh, there's a lot of weird things going on in the world of physics at the moment. It's been a while since I done a distance learning course, and it's been a while since I was last in the Trevithick library. So it's nice to be back in the library today. It's bad psychologically for me to have the physics department opposite me when I come out of the Trevithick library, but I'm only there for the library, only there for the resource material that can benefit my distance learning studies. So, although Mr. Security was right to ask for my ID, odd that his colleague didn't ask for it when I came in, odd that I was asked for it when I was going out. He implied that I'm not welcome on Cardiff University premises. Well, I assume that's because of my blogs against the bullying I suffered in the physics department. I've yet to receive apologies from the students who bullied me, and the administrators higher up in the university have not been willing to explain why they didn't investigate what I was subjected to when I was on the course. They investigated after I left, and even then they said no comment. So, in terms of my distance learning course, well, if Cardiff University are not happy to have me on their premises, I have to continue here in my bedroom studying. And of course, you'll know if you're regular to my blogs that when I'm in my bedroom, there's not much to do except read my books, get a bit bored, and then do some blogging about what I was subjected to during my time in Cardiff University. So it's quite positive for me to be out and about, leaving my house, going to the university library to do my studying, and then coming back to my house after a few hours with physics racing around in my head. But it seems that Cardiff University just want me to stay in my house, get depressed and reminisce about what I suffered when I was an enrolled Cardiff University student. Well, I'm hopeful that this depression that I've suffered in the past won't happen now for my upcoming exams. They're not for many months away, so Mr. Stupidity / Mr. Security with his jobs weariness today has not disadvantaged me too much, but I've sent an email to the Director of Registry, Dr. Chris Turner, to register my dissatisfaction with what's happened today. I'm doing this blog primarily to let other students from other universities and distance learning students to let them know that they might experience something similar, where they are challenged for ID after they leave the university library, which is a bit silly. No, I was in the premises. I was in the library for 2 hours. How come Hayley and Jessica and Ruth, who will remember me from when I was studying astrophysics before 2009, they'll recognise me uh, uh, visually. How come they didn't come up and say, "Hey, you're Chris Williams. We don't want you here"? No, they just allowed me to stay for 2 hours, which I'm grateful for. It was good for my confidence to be back in academic environment. Uh, with a fair bit of the depression I've suffered in recent times, I've lost interest in physics. You know, when I think about certain topics, I think about the people who are nasty to me. But what I was reading today in the library was brand new and exciting. It set my mind going. It's made me enthusiastic about returning to studying after a break. But it seems that Cardiff University want me to stay depressed. Well, I look forward to hearing from Dr. Turner, hopefully sooner rather than later. If he doesn't email me, then he knows from our previous dialogue that I will email him again and again and again until I get clarification on what is going on. In the meantime, I'm happy to abide by what Mr. Security said. I've got no problem with this individual just doing his job. I believe he's in the wrong, but uh, so on with my studying now, a belt in my bedroom. Thanks for joining me, and I normally say join for my next video. There'll be over the next few days, weeks, and months, but at the moment I can't guarantee when my next video is going to be. But I've been rather busy recently. Although I do a bit of written blogging over on mrchris.blogspot.com in the evenings when I'm taking a break from what I'm doing, but I haven't done too much of that recently. So if you're watching this much later than 2012, then we might be back into a regular blogging session. But in the meantime, it's bye for now. Bye bye.